Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have my 2016 yearly favorites. I'm so excited to be sitting here. Today is the 31st. Happy New Year's. And although 2016 was a trying year, it was a blessed year nonetheless. I'm so grateful to have you guys in my life, so grateful to call this my job, and of course my first favorite for the year is you guys. Your support never goes unnoticed. I read every single comment and you guys truly make my life complete and just make me so happy. So today we're talking about products that were my favorites across the board. So throughout the whole year, products that really stood out and just like my staple products. I'm definitely a creature of habits. I stick to what I know. I do like trying new things, but these products have definitely been staple products for me throughout the year. I'm gonna go through each category, so I don't want this video to be extremely long, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first primer that I want to mention is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. This is like the fourth bottle that I go through this year. I go through this like water because I use it on myself, I use it on my clients. I'm always using this. Sometimes I even use this when I'm not wearing makeup. It's a pore refining primer. This brand is primarily a skincare brand, so I feel like that's why I really love this primer, because it never clogs my pores and I don't feel like I'm messing up my skin or just putting like harsh chemicals on my skin or anything like that. Pores can easily get clogged and this one doesn't clog my pores. So for that, it makes it my #1 pore minimizing primer. I love how instant this works. Once you apply this, you can feel like a minty feeling and your pores just vanish. And I also like that it's oil controlling. So Dr. Brandt Pores No More for my pore minimizing primer. And if you know me, you know that I always use about 2 to 3 primers every time I do my makeup. So my #2 pick is the Hourglass Mineral Veil. I also went through like 2 of these in 2016. This one's different than your typical like silicone or pore minimizing primer. It kind of comes out like a cream, and this made it to my yearly favorites because it's just so unique. It's one of a kind, and I feel like it truly makes my makeup last longer. It makes it waterproof, and my foundation just goes on so smoothly when I have this all over my face. This was a staple product for not only the summer but just year round. So Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Next up, let's talk about foundations. I have dry skin, but I love me a matte foundation. So my first 2 foundation picks for 2016 are actually drugstore, which makes me really happy. I love talking about drugstore products. L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible and Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. These 2 are definitely standout products for me for 2016. I actually have both of them on combined. At first, I was just obsessed with the L'Oreal Pro Matte. Like in the beginning of the year, this is all I used. And then I discovered the Maybelline Fit Me. Now I like using these on their own separate, but I also love combining them. The L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible is just a great matte foundation, pretty full coverage on me, and I love the shade range. Right now I'm using shade 104. And then the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless isn't that matte on me, but it just looks so flawless. This one is more of a cream, where this one's more of a liquid. So for that, I love combining them because I feel like I get the perfect consistency. I get the full coverage. The shades are perfect. In the Maybelline Fit Me right now, I'm 220. So these were definitely standout foundations for me, and I love that they're inexpensive because I can always restock them, no hesitation. I've been obsessed with these. I'm still obsessed with these. So definitely L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible and Maybelline Fit Me for 2016. And of course, I have to mention Estee Lauder Double Wear. Now, Estee Lauder Double Wear has been a favorite of mine for many years. Since I tried out so many foundations, I feel like for a while I wasn't using Estee Lauder Double Wear, but in 2016 it was definitely a staple for me. I went out and bought so many shades, put it in my kit. I use it on almost all of my clients. Such a great full coverage matte foundation. The best thing about this one and the L'Oreal Pro Matte is that they last forever on the skin. I can go all day and my makeup does not come off. I can hug someone and it's not just gonna transfer off. I don't want to talk too much about this one because I do have a review on it, so if you want to check that out, I will leave the link down in the description bar, but just know that this is my ride or die. For high-end foundations, this is like my #1 pick. When I'm a bit more fair, I use the shade Rattan, but right now I'm using the shade Tawny, and it's a perfect match. Next up, let's talk about concealer. I mean, if you don't know what I'm about to say, then I don't know where you've been. You haven't been watching my videos, because Tarte Shape Tape, I feel like won everyone's heart over. I'm pretty sure this one came out in the summer, but ever since I got my hands on Tarte Shape Tape, I haven't used any other concealer. In the beginning of the year, I was using Urban Decay Naked Skin, so I figured I would mention this one too because it's a great concealer. They have a great range of colors, medium coverage, not too thick, but Tarte Shape Tape definitely is my #1 pick. In my opinion, this is the best concealer formula out. This one is super full coverage. You only need a couple of swipes. I love the applicator. I love the shades. I'm using shade Light Medium right now. This concealer is so hard to get, so I actually have backups of my favorite shades. I know some people were complaining that this is too thick or too cakey, but I feel like if it's getting too thick or too cakey, you're probably using too much. With this one, you honestly don't need a lot, which makes it awesome because it's gonna last you so much longer. So Tarte really did a great job with its concealer, and yeah, it's been my favorite ever since I got it. So I know it's kind of a late one, so it doesn't really count, but I'm gonna make it count. It's that good. So continuing on with the face products, Laura Mercier Translucent Powder definitely came in clutch all year round. I was introduced to the RCMA No Color Powder, and I did love my Coty Airspun this year, but Laura Mercier has definitely been a holy grail of mine. You can use this to set your face, but I primarily use this to set my under eye, my concealer, and to bake with, and I love it. This one can get a little bit dry on my under eyes if I'm not hydrating well under there, but besides that, it's just a no-brainer for me. I can use this product on myself and on my clients with confidence because I know it's not going to give flashback. So for that, it makes it my #1 favorite under eye setting powder. So Laura Mercier Translucent, I feel like everyone and their mama was obsessed with this year, but for good reason. It's definitely just a staple product. I have to have it in my kit. I have to have it in my collection at all times. Always have a backup of this. So yeah, definitely a great one. And since I don't use the Laura Mercier to set my whole face, I have 3 powders to talk about for setting my face. The first one is MAC Studio Fix Powder. I do own quite a few shades of this powder for my clients. The one I'm using right now on myself is C5. Normally I'm an NC30 in MAC. This powder was my favorite this year because it adds so much coverage. So sometimes my foundation, even though it's a full coverage foundation, won't cover up some of the acne scars that I have still left on my skin. And so this one always came in clutch because just one layer of this powder right on top of my foundation and it's full beats, full coverage. I also really like this because I can use it on its own. So if I'm just running out the door but I want to put something on my skin and I don't want to put foundation on, I can use this powder foundation. But primarily I use this to set my face. So I know it seems kind of crazy, like a powder foundation on top of a foundation, but I like that full beat, full coverage kind of look. So definitely MAC Studio Fix Powder. And 2 other powders that I loved this year, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish and the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Compact Foundation. These 2 are like my must-haves for dry skin. This year, whenever I was feeling dry, I always gravitated towards these 2. The Charlotte Tilbury one gives me a flawless airbrush finish, and then the Giorgio Armani one is just a little bit more lightweight. Doesn't add much coverage, but it's kind of hydrating. But definitely these were my favorites for my drier days or for my not so full coverage days, so loved those. Next up, let's talk about bronzers. So if you look at almost any of my get ready with me's or any of my tutorials from this year, the #1 bronzer that is in almost all of them, like 99% of them, Bobbi Brown Golden Light. So although this is a bronzing powder, I use it as a contour. Not only do I love the color on this bronzer, but I love the formula. It never looks patchy. It never looks dry. I feel like a lot of contour powders can look really dry or muddy. Like, I don't even use the Kat Von D contour powders or the Anastasia contour powders. They just don't complement my skin tone. I prefer something a little bit warmer. So Bobbi Brown Golden Light, definitely a staple all year round. The other bronzer that I want to mention is MAC Give Me Sun. Like, where would I be without MAC Give Me Sun? This whole year I've abused Give Me Sun. I've gone through 2 of them. It's just my holy grail bronzer. So the Bobbi Brown bronzer I use for contour, and then this one is what I use for warming up the skin, just giving me some color, and I just can't live without Give Me Sun. It is very warm, borderline orange, but I personally love it. I have it on right now, and I just feel most confident when I'm really bronzed. So MAC Give Me Sun, definitely a must-have for the whole year. And I do want to mention a 3rd bronzer, Benefit Hoola. This one I also use for contouring if I want something a little bit cooler than the Bobbi Brown. If I want my cheeks to be really chiseled and really carved out, I'll use Hoola. My favorite way to use this bronzer though is for nose contouring. I feel like it's the perfect one for nose contouring. I don't really use the Bobbi Brown to contour my nose. I was using El Amasco Heroin for a lot of the year, but I just felt like it wasn't looking natural. It was just looking a little too harsh. So this one is definitely hands down my favorite nose contouring powders. If I use this as a bronzer, I still feel like I need to add some warmth with another bronzer like the MAC Give Me Sun, but it's a great contour plus bronzer. If I just have this, I can get away with it, but me personally, I like to add a little bit more warmth, but it's a great one. So Benefit Hoola. We all know how much I love blush, but the #1 blush for this year, MAC Peaches. If this doesn't show you how much I love it, then I don't know what will. This is like my #1 hands down favorite blush. I love this in the summer, I loved it in the spring, in the fall. Like, I just abused MAC Peaches. I think it's like the perfect color for my skin tone. It's matte, It's not dry, and I love warm peachy colors. So MAC Peaches for sure. If you haven't tried this, you have to. It's so good. I just love MAC blushes in general, but Peaches is definitely my favorite. So for eyebrows, I definitely have to go with Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony and the Brow Definer in Ebony. These two just came in so clutch this year for the bolder brow that I've been loving. The Dip Brow Pomade definitely was in every single tutorial that I've used this year. Even if I was going for a simpler brow, I feel like this product is just a no-brainer for me because it's waterproof and it just stays on all day long. And then the Brow Definer in Ebony just won my heart. I used to use the Brow Wiz, but this year I just stopped using the Brow Wiz and I just started loving the Brow Definer. I feel like it lasts a lot longer, like the actual product lasts longer. And I just love that it's so simple and easy because it's a thicker tip and the angle on it is perfect. I just love how fast I can do my brows with these two products. So these two definitely were staples for me this year. And then this year I discovered the Givenchy Mr. Brow Groom. It's a transparent clear brow gel and it just really sets my brows without making them crunchy, without making them feel hard, without them flaking. It doesn't add any color. I love that this one's flexible so you can actually like adjust and kind of move your brows around and it's not gonna like dry right away, which I really like. So if you like that really feathery brow, you'd really like this one. For eye primers this year, I pretty much only used one, and it is the Paint Pot by MAC. So this one is in soft ochre. I do also love Painterly. This one is so simple to use. I can use a brush, I can use my finger. It cancels out redness, it makes my shadows last longer. And I specifically loved soft ochre because of the yellow undertone that it has. So this one was definitely a staple all year round. Like 99% of the times that I did my makeup this year, I rocked a wing liner. So I have to mention Tom Ford Eye Definer. This expensive little sucker makes it so easy to do your wing liner. I feel like I can do my wing liner pretty much with my eyes closed with this one because the pen is long, the felt tip is perfect. Not only is it really black, it makes it super easy to do your wing liner and it like never dries out. I was using this all year round and it's still not even close to being dried out. So for that, Tom Ford Eye Definer had to make it in this favorites. This year, I rediscovered the Balm Schwing and I fell in love with it all over again. This is what I have on my eyes right now. This stuff is so matte and black. This is pretty much like the most matte black liner that I own, that I've ever come across. I always track my lashes and my liner with this one because it just intensifies everything. Today I only used this one. I got pretty comfortable with using it to actually create my wing, but if you're struggling with wing liner, try the Tom Ford. If you're looking for a really good matte black one, try the Schwing. You can use this on top of any other liner that you feel comfortable with because it's just really black. This one also doesn't smear on me, so the Balm Schwing and the Tom Ford Eye Definer definitely were must-haves this year for liquid liner. For pencil liners, I wanted to mention the Marc Jacobs Black Liner. I've been using this all year round. It's like one of those 100-point perks and it's still going strong. So Marc Jacobs Black Liner, and this wouldn't be a yearly favorite without mentioning Costa Riche by MAC. This has been a staple all year round. I mean, this has been a staple ever since I got it, but this year I felt like I was really just trying to get you guys to go out and buy this because it's so good. There's nothing like it in my opinion. It has the most perfect warm red undertone. I used this eyeliner almost every single time I did my makeup this year, and I just love how it makes my brown eyes pop. It just makes them look lighter. If you've been watching my videos and you still haven't bought this, please do me a favor, pause this video, go on maccosmetics.com and get yourself some Costa Riche. It not only works for brown eyes, it works for every eye color, so you need it. My 2016 favorite mascaras, definitely MAC Extended Play Gigablack and IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Who am I if I don't use MAC Extended Play Gigablack? This is my favorite lower lash mascara. I used it all year round. I feel like I keep saying this, but I've gone through like 3 of these this year, and that pretty much says it all. Like if I keep repurchasing a product, it's because I love it and it's because it's real good. So MAC Extended Play, this is like the only mascara that will not transfer on my skin. I just feel like it really makes my lower lashes stand out, and I like that like spidery look on my lower lashes, so this is just a no-brainer for me. And this year for mascara for my top lashes, I fell in love with the Lancome one, with the Guerlain one, with the Marc Jacobs one. But the IT Cosmetics Superhero, I feel like is just like the one that I can use on its own and be happy with how my lashes look. The most difficult product to come up with for this favorites video were lashes. And I feel like because in the beginning of the year, I was using a lot of the Lily Lash Mykonos or just Lily Lashes in general, but I'm trying not to use mink lashes. So in the beginning of the year, I hadn't actually discovered these, but Once I discovered these, I feel like they became my favorite, hands down. These are the Velour Silk Lashes in Fluff and Wispy. I have them on right now. They actually look very similar to Mykonos, except they're a little bit longer and they're not as fluffy. And that's because they're not mink, they're silk. I love the shape that they give my eyes, and I feel like they are kind of heavy, but I like that. I personally like the drama. I like the full lash, so I don't mind that they're heavy. And I don't mind the thick band on these. I really just got used to it. I love me some demi wispies, and I love me some natural lashes like Queen Bee from Coco Lashes, but I personally just like the really va-va-voom lashes. Boom, 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 va-va-voom. I like the drama, so I just know that I've gone through way too many of these. Like, I'm always at Sephora restocking on Velour Fluff and Wispies. They're just so good. They're just so good. I've always enjoyed highlighting, but I feel like 2016 was the year of bold brows and highlighting. And yes, sometimes we take it a little too far, but can't deny me a good highlight. I love the glow. So I feel like in the beginning of the year, I was obsessed with Champagne Pop by Becca in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. I mean, look at the pan. So I still use Champagne Pop occasionally, but I feel like I kind of just stopped using it, and then I discovered like my favorite combo of all time. So it's 3 highlights. Don't judge me. I know you're judging me, but that's okay. So the first 2 that I put on, L'Art Geller Gilded Honey. I mean, Gilded Honey is beautiful. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. It's gold. It's just a baked beauty. It's a baked beauty, okay? I love this one because it's the perfect gold shade, and I love the formula on it too. I've abused this one clearly this year. And then my little like secret weapon, I feel like nobody ever believes me with this one. No one ever knows what I'm talking about, but I use it almost in every single video. Mirabella Swirling Pearl. I think one time I bought it on Haute Look, and then I fell in love with this. Purchased 2 more of these because I just loved it so much. So this year I was abusing Swirling Pearl. This one can get a little bit dry on me, the Gilded Honey, just a little bit, but Swirling Pearl never looks dry on me, like never, ever. It's the strangest thing. So that's why I feel like I always just add this onto any highlight, because I feel like it just smooths everything out, and it's the perfect shade. If you love any of my recommendations, trust me on this one. They do have other shades, but Swirling Pearl is my favorite. So this is like my combination for powder highlights. And then this year I also abused my Artist Couture Conceited. So I actually went through a whole loose shimmer highlight. Like, that's crazy. There's so much in here, and I finished one. So that should show you how much I truly love Artist Couture Conceited. It's my baby. Like, it's the perfect highlight topper. It does have shimmer, but I don't mind it, and I just feel like Conceited is the perfect like warm, bronzy, goldy color. It just looks so good in pictures. Whenever I take a picture and you can see my highlight, I'm wearing Conceited. So even if I use any of my other highlights, whether it's Bobbi Brown, Kiko, Hourglass, and I'm going out and I know I'm going to be taking pictures, I always have to add Conceited. Every single picture that I took in 2016, I was pretty much wearing Conceited. Oh, my hair got frizzy here, baby. I'm going to apply a little more just to show you how it makes everything better. It just makes your highlight, boom, stand out and pop. I don't really use this on its own. I use this on top of another highlight. Now the thing about this is that it does have glitter, so if you have a lot of dryness and a lot of texture, you want to avoid putting it on your texture. So try to focus it just more like in this region as opposed to like on the cheeks, because I feel like most people have texture on the actual cheek, but try to really focus it like on the cheekbone. If you love to glow, you're gonna love the Artist Couture. I know that sounds like such a commercial, but I remember buying the Artist Couture powders at IMAX and just thinking they were just gonna be like, whatever, like just a highlight. It was like love at first sight once I actually put it on though. I feel like you need to find the right brush for it. Definitely 2016 favorite for sure. So this year, I really didn't fall in love with an eyeshadow palette. I'm just not crazy about eyeshadow palettes in general. I feel like an eyeshadow's quality is compromised once it's put into a palette, because the price point, I feel like the quality just decreases. For me personally, every time I use an eyeshadow palette, I feel like all of my eyeshadows like just turn into one big color. So this is my Z palette. I pretty much just have MAC, Anastasia, and Makeup Geek in here. I have a whole video on these eyeshadows, swatching them, talking about them. So I pretty much abused those single shadows, but I also fell madly in love with these Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I also have a video on these, so I will link those videos down below, but the quality on these Makeup Forever eyeshadows is insane. They just blend out so effortlessly. They're creamy, they're soft, they're pigmented. I love Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and I also love Anastasia single shadows, and all of the shadows in this palette were just my babies. Like, I love them so much. I've repurchased a lot of the shadows in here because I've actually gone through a whole shadow, which I feel like in palettes I never go through a shadow. I will leave the links down below for these two so you guys can actually see swatches and what I have in these palettes, because these are my babies. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. The one palette that I did fall in love with in 2016, or that I abused in 2016, was my Mel Cosmetics Dark Matter Stack. This is the Mel Cosmetics Dark Matter Stack, and I loved this in 2016. I mean, I still love it so much, especially this first shade, which is called Blur, and I love the second one, Unseen. I mean, I just love this whole stack in general. I guess I wasn't really considering it a palette, I consider it a stack. But if you haven't tried this, definitely get your hands on it. In my opinion, this is the best Mel Cosmetics stack out there. I love this one so much better than my Rust stack. This stack is a bit pricey, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it. The colors blend out so nicely, especially this Blur shade. It's my favorite shade to help me blend other shades out. This Blur shade will make you look face-tuned in person. Like, this literally blurs your shadow. So Mel Cosmetics Dark Matter Stack. In 2016, I started overlining my lips a lot more, and so that's why I fell in love with Strip Down, because it's the perfect cool tone lip liner. So it actually creates a shadow around your lips. It's what I have on right now. So MAC Strip Down, I mean, just MAC lip pencils in general. I love Whirl, I love Soar. I feel like I love MAC lip liners so much because they're not too creamy, so I can actually overline my lips. I loved the Huda Beauty ones too, but I feel like the MAC ones definitely just like take the cake. And then for lip combo, I mean, I feel like I don't even have to say the names on these. Like, really? Galactic, Bashful. And on top of Bashful, I always added Anastasia Pure Hollywood on top, just to kind of get like my perfect color, just to lighten it up a little bit and add a little bit more of like a pinky tone to it. So this is the combo that I have on right now. I have on MAC Strip Down, Galactic, Bashful, and Anastasia Pure Hollywood. You can use the coupon code Rosita to get a discount on Galactic. And I love the brand. I love the owner, Galit. Like, she's amazing. But yeah, Bashful was just like my jam all year round. You probably are so tired of hearing about it, but it's so good. And this year I fell in love with lip glosses, and I discovered Marc Jacobs lip gloss, and there's honestly no looking back. This is hands down my favorite lip gloss formula ever. So for most of the year I was in love with Sugar Sugar, which is the lighter nude, and then I discovered Pretty Thing, and just that's it. It just has a little bit more pinkiness to it, a little more color to it. These lip glosses have the most amazing formula. They're smooth, they're beyond shiny, they have a minty taste and feeling. I love that this line has great nudes, from really light to like really nice, dark, deep, rich browns. I want to just go and pick up every single shade from this line because it's just so good, and they're so beyond shiny. So I'm going to go ahead and apply Pretty Thing because my lips are feeling a little bit dry. Like, during the winter and the fall time, I pretty much always rock a lip gloss so that my lips don't look dry. These are my babies, Marc Jacobs lip gloss. I can go on and on about these, but I won't because this video is so long, but yeah. Marc Jacobs lip gloss. And last but not least, I want to talk about some setting sprays. So the first one that I want to mention is MAC Fix Plus. This was definitely a staple for me all year round. My makeup looks so much better when I use Fix Plus. It really just diminishes the cakey look. It just makes my skin look like skin again, and I love applying this before doing my highlight because my highlight just stands out so much more and it just looks a lot smoother and not as dry. So I don't really use that one as a setting spray because it's not really a setting spray, it's more of like a fixing spray. Another fixing spray that I loved this year, Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. This one smells really good and it pretty much does the same thing as Fix Plus. It just diminishes the cakey look. This one just makes my makeup look really fresh and just really smooth and not dry. So Pixi Makeup Fixing Spray. And then this year I discovered and fell in love with the Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray, the bridal one. So I know it sounds weird because it's like the bridal formula, but I feel like, doesn't everyone want their makeup to last as if it were their wedding day? So this one just really locks and loads my makeup. I love that this one doesn't make me dry, it doesn't make me oily. It's just a good solid setting spray. So Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray. If you've been watching me for a while, then you probably guessed all of my products because these are just my holy grail of the holy grails. I just uploaded a perfume favorites video, so if you're wondering where my favorite perfumes for this year were, then you can go ahead and check that video out. I will leave the link down in the description description bar. I'm not gonna lie, this year was kind of crazy. There were ups, there were downs, but the most important thing for this year for me is having you guys and having your support. I'm truly grateful for everyone. I just want to give a huge thank you to you for never giving up on me and for continuing to support me. So I can't wait to see what 2017 has in store. I feel like this upcoming year is going to be a great one. It's going to be one for the books. I feel like there's going to be growth. There's going to be just amazing things for everyone. So from the bottom of my heart, I hope you guys have an amazing New Year's. Please stay safe tonight, and yeah, I can't wait to see what 2017 has in store for us. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next year. Bye guys. That was so corny. A little coquito, don't mind if I do. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I don't. No, okay.